The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the game that helped spawn some of the most fear-instilling shots in gaming, such as a terrifying, dried-up Demon King and Aonuma in a Black Room. Tears of the Kingdom is the successor to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and picks up from where that game left off. After beating the great calamity that has been plaguing Hyrule for 100 years, and finally rescuing the young princess you were appointed to protect, you'll spend the first 20 minutes of the game seeing Zelda's inner history major come to the surface. You'll hear her lore dump about the Demon King, the Zonai civilization, and how Hyrule was created, while Link's just here for the ride, probably looking more lost than you are. He got no clue what's happening and likely barely cares, but he's just happy this woman is set. Just kidding, she's gone again. And you know those luxurious hearts that you built up back in Breath of the Wild that you're teased with at the start? Yeah, they're all gone now, and now you're back to 3. Oops! After being absolutely crippled, you'll get to explore the game, starting with the Great Sky Island, the love child of the Great Plateau and Skyloft. You'll witness some beautiful scenery, fight various enemies, and solve puzzles that make even the brightest STEM majors look absolutely stupid. While going from one location to the next, you'll get to see the great dragons traversing the skies in the background, breathtaking sunsets that you have to stop and take in, and just a vast overworld to study in general. Then once you've looked at everything, you'll think to yourself, I'm about to put over 100 hours in this game and flunk all of my classes, aren't I? Like with its predecessor, in Tears of the Kingdom, if you see something in the distance, you can go check it out. After leaving the tutorial area, the game quite literally drops you into the middle of Hyrule and says, alright, don't get shanked out there, Jimbo. See that tower over there? Well, just spend a few minutes making your way to it and getting distracted every 2 minutes by the latest shiny thing you pass by, and you're there. Depending on your track, you may encounter different types of terrain too. These can be mountainous areas, which can give you a good view of your surroundings, snowy areas that just remove your ability to climb, and grassy areas that can lower your chances of being seen almost as much as they lower the frame rate of the game. Ooh, I see a shrine over there. I'm gonna check that out before doing the story. It shouldn't take too long. Oh, there's another one. Well, one more couldn't hurt. God, there's actually a ton of shrines near the start. Well, they're like bite-sized puzzles, so it'll be quick. Alrighty, I did everything I need to do. Now let's see what time it is. Oh my god, it's 1 a.m. I have school tomorrow. On your journey throughout Hyrule, you'll run into various enemies. Most enemies in video games have one or two very ordinary, predictable patterns that you can exploit, but in Tears of the Kingdom, your enemies fight like they were raised on the streets of Brooklyn. There's the normal fighting you can do where you put your mighty blade up against theirs, and by mighty blade, it'll probably just be wooden clubs and a couple branches for the first few hours of the game. But if you take away your enemies' weapons, or get out of their range, they'll just start clocking you in the head with rocks on the ground. They really take the quote, anything can be a weapon, to the next level. And it isn't just clubs, blades, and rocks you'll clash against in Tears of the Kingdom. Some enemies have entire flamethrowers that they'll bust out on you, and the second you get cocky, they'll get you for it. In the first couple hours, you'll practice against robots, choo-choos, and keys. Then once you go to the surface, the list greatly expands as you fight bokoblins, aracudas, Zelda's version of dry bones, heck, even trees want the smoke now. Link, how do you make even plants have beef with you? To help you deal with these enemies that are black belts in street fight jutsu, and get to new areas you haven't explored yet, you have various new abilities which can somehow make you bend the game even more to your will than its predecessor. And that's a feat in and of itself. One such ability that you get is Ultra Hand, which helps you gorilla glue virtually anything on the map together. You can make movable minecarts by gluing a cart to a Zonai fan, make rafts by gluing a sail to some wood, or make a long as heck bridge that only barely functions just to skip part of an area entirely. The drawback to this ability is that you certainly won't know how to use it on your first couple goes. You'll go walking a country mile from something trying to unstick it, and crying internally trying to understand how to rotate objects properly. By the time you fully figure out the feature, you'll feel like you deserve an engineering degree from MIT. There's also abilities like Recall, which can help you reach normally inaccessible places or troll enemies, Ascend, which I'm gonna be honest, most of you are probably gonna forget is in the game multiple times, and Fuse, which can combine your shield, swords, or arrows with an item of your choice. You can choose to become a firebender, have a minecart as a shield, nuke likes like the abominations they are. It really is your choice. Using these abilities, you can make your way through the beloved shrines that make their return from Breath of the Wild, as well as the new temples. Completing these puzzles can increase your number of hearts, your stamina gauge, and your IQ. Some of the puzzles in these locations are very easy for anyone to spot fairly quickly, and others will make you want to have the IGN how-to guide on speed dial. You'll need to constantly think outside the box to solve them, or just use Recall to cheat the puzzle entirely. From the beautiful floating islands up above to the depths down below, there's plenty of things waiting to meet you and likely kill you in the land of Hyrule. So come drop $70 on this game and experience better gameplay than most games that run at 4K 60 FPS on much stronger hardware. The Legend of Zelda: Korok Crucifixion.